We are spending the next 24 hours in Amsterdam, a city full of rich art and history, known for its canals, bicycles, incredible food, and so much more. We're starting our day in a pretty iconic place. This is De Neg Astrages. I think that's how you say it, or close. For those of us who do not speak Dutch, it's the 9 streets.
It's well known for its Dutch Renaissance architecture that dates back to the 16th and 17th centuries.
It's also known for its unique shops, cafes, and galleries. Apparently, what I read online is that shopping here is an experience, so I guess we get to have an experience.
We have not had anything to eat yet this morning, but I think we're about to change that with some Dutch pancakes.
This place called Pancakes Amsterdam seems like the place to go. I think the thing that makes Dutch pancakes unique is that they often have savory toppings. They do sweet toppings too, but traditional is a little bit more on the savory side. There were a lot of really good choices, but I went with the cheese and apple. And Jeremy, what did you get?
Ham, chicory, camembert, and a raspberry sauce.
Looks really good.
I have never had a pancake anywhere near like that before. The consistency is thin, kind of like a crepe, but just those toppings are really interesting, but pretty tasty.
I wasn't sure what to expect. I knew that, Dutch pancakes are kind of more like a crepe. They're thinner, they're like a lighter consistency. But I didn't know that the cheese was going to be like a crusty cheese. It's so good, and then that apple gives it just like a little bit of sweetness. That was very satisfying and very filling. I don't know if it's customary that they give you little wooden shoe keychains, or if it's because I gave them a tip, but we checked the box for the Dutch wooden shoe souvenir box. We just walked by the cheese shop. You can smell the cheeses from outside. It smells very Gouda. See what I did there? Dutch cheese, Gouda. I don't know if the shopping is truly an experience, because we haven't found a single store that really drew us in, but it is a lovely area.
Yeah, it's very beautiful, but still haven't found something for us quite yet.
See a church, and now I want to go inside. Apparently this is called St. Francis Catholic Church. Wow, it's beautiful in here. So ornate. I have a top 5 churches in the UK, but I'm just getting started on the rest of Europe, and so far that's number 1, because I think it's the only one. We have made our way down to the Amsterdam Flower Market. This is really neat. It is the only floating flower market in the world. It consists of shops that are built on houseboats that line the canal. And when we first walked over here, we could see the whole row of them. It is quite impressive. All kinds of flower-related things. Lots of tulip bulbs, bulbs of other plants, seeds, and a lot of souvenirs. They even have some tulips that you can take to the US or Canada, so might bring some of those back as some souvenirs. I did check off the wooden shoe box with those keychains they gave us earlier, but I think I still might need some slippers that are wooden shoes. This is the ultimate souvenir for myself. This one smells really nice. They have dried flowers hanging though, that makes sense. It's so interesting because tulips are so associated with Holland, but I guess they're actually not from here. They are from Asia, and they weren't brought here until the 1500s and weren't popularized here until the 1600s. And they were actually so popular that they had a whole tulip stock market. There was such demand for some of the rare bulbs that they were actually selling contracts on like future bulbs that they didn't even have, and it created this huge bubble and it crashed in 1637, I believe. I think the thing that's so interesting about the fact that there was a tulip stock market is that it's been compared to our housing market crash that we had in 2008, which is just kind of fascinating. We have made our way down to New Spiegel Street, I think. It's the new Spiegel Street, whatever Spiegel is. This is a street that is known for their antique shops, and I guess they also have some eclectic shops in general, specializing in all kinds of different things. I'm excited to check it out because it seems very quirky and fun. This one specializes in natural history and exotic art. Seems fancy. So far this stuff definitely seems on the higher end. I've never seen antique shops that were curated with like such high-end goods before.
Yeah, this is very fancy. This has a lot of like wildlife trophies, like someone was a hunter, or many people were hunters.
There are definitely a lot of very unique shops here. It's been very fun to window shop. It's very interesting stuff I've never come across before. Found a little piece of home, an Arizona Tea Company boat. And also there's a boat that just says loose. There are definitely a few things in abundance here. Bicycles, American tourists, and canal tours. There are so many boat options to take a canal tour on, including even a Hard Rock Cafe boat, apparently.
We were about to take one of those said cruises, and we went with Boat Amsterdam because we found out online they were dog friendly, so that made our decision for us.
I think it's gonna dock here. We're just sitting and waiting for it to arrive. Some of us are less patient than others. Who, me? The 60-minute boat tour takes you all over Amsterdam. You get to learn all about the architecture, the history, the culture. Honestly, it was maybe the highlight so far for me today. I think we kind of lucked out. It was a great tour. Live tour guide, very helpful, very personable, and gave us just so much information. A couple things that I thought were very fascinating. He said that because they learn English so early on, like they start learning it when they're about 12, that they speak it very fluently here. So if you are someone who is a little bit apprehensive about traveling to Amsterdam because of a language barrier, you don't have to be worried about that. Apparently, they will even speak English to each other for like 15 minutes before they're like, oh, we could talk in Dutch. So that I thought was very interesting. Among so many significant historical places that we saw today, I was fascinated to learn that the City Hall is where the first male gay couple were married.
In the world.
In the world. And apparently this is the first country to legalize gay marriage. So it's very, very cool, very progressive city. I mean, obviously they've got all kinds of stuff and shenanigans you can get up to, which we learned about today. And yeah, highly recommend. Definitely check this place out.
We did opt for the drinks included version of the tour, which was 25 euros. So we got to enjoy a few Heinekens while we were cruising around the canals.
You have to go to an art museum when you're in Amsterdam, right? I mean, with famous painters like Vermeer, Rembrandt, Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, there's just a lot of art here. There's a selection of museums here that you can take in the wonderful art. But you know what else is wonderful art? Cat art. And so today, we are going to the Cat Cabinet. This is an art museum, and it's filled with cat art, including, I guess, like Picasso cat art and things. So let's go check it out. It's so neat in here. This is clearly a dining room, but it's a dining room full of cat art. There's the Pablo Picasso. Hello. Maybe the best part is that there are even cats here. This one's my favorite. He has a very Burt Reynolds pose. What a fun place. And definitely, I mean, I would love to see some of the other art museums here in a future trip. But this one I think was just like the quirky fun one to see for our first time. I made a cat friend in there. Do you wanna make cat friends? Or are you like, no, cats are kinda intimidating, I'll pass. Tomorrow is your birthday.
It certainly is.
And after I found this place, I thought there is no more perfect way to celebrate your birthday than dinner at the Garlic Queen. Apparently they use garlic in every dish here, and that includes garlic beer and garlic desserts. So Jeremy's a big fan of garlic, and we're gonna scope it out. Are you excited?
Yeah, it should be interesting. The Garlic Queen here has their own beer that has garlic in it, and I figured, you know, you're here, you gotta try it. You can smell the garlic in it. It's not bad.
Our garlic baker arrived, which is basically just a
Roasted garlic.
whole roasted garlic. It smells amazing. Oh, this beer smells quite garlicky.
It's not as strong as you would think, but you can taste it.
Yeah.
But with how much you can smell it, it's not as strong as you think.
It's a really nice beer, and it just has like a garlic aftertaste in a good way.
Yeah. And you also got a blonde ale.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really nice.
Good.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know just garlic could be so good. But
It's good, huh?
Yeah, like I think because it's in the olive oil, it's just really like tender and delicious, and this
Yeah.
bread is really nice.
Nice.
So you got the stewed beef.
I did.
Looks like comes with mashed potatoes and
an
like a
endive,
cooked
I
endive.
think? Yeah.
And the beef is stewed in red wine,
A bunch
lots
of garlic.
cloves of garlic, I think the menu said,
Bay leaf.
and the bay leaf.
Yeah.
And I got a pasta that's tossed in olive oil, garlic, lots of garlic always, and some chilies, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's really delicious. Those potatoes are super buttery, and this is just so savory and garlicky, and yeah, it's really good.
Came here for the garlic, but the butter mashed potatoes are a 10 out of 10. And mine's also very good. Has notes of garlic and also undertones of garlic. 10 out of 10.
We've had a very good, interesting, delightful dinner, really. But we couldn't pass up the chance to try garlic ice cream.
I like that it's a cone, but also has a spoon and a fork. 2 forks, 2 spoons.
And strawberries.
Options, so many options.
It's not bad, but it kind of tastes like garlic bread to me. Doesn't it kind of just taste like garlic bread, but a little sweeter? Or like garlic butter you'd make for garlic bread?
If garlic bread was ice cream.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's garlic bread, but ice cream.
Pretty good though.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Overall, what's your verdict?
I really enjoyed it. I feel like if you love garlic, you definitely have to come and try it. And even if you just like garlic, I think it's a really interesting experience. And we both, I think, enjoyed all the food. So I think it's worth it either way. But if you love garlic, you have to come.
I agree. But after having a 3-course meal of garlic, I think our only option is to just go hang out by ourselves in our hotel room and omit this garlic amongst each other. You know, I have been shocked by how cool Amsterdam actually really is. Before we got here, I was expecting it to be very touristy, which it is. And I just thought it was like a place where you went to party. And I think what we have discovered is that there is so much more to it. You can just go here and party. Plenty of people do. But I think today we got to explore a little bit more of a low-key version of some of the offerings that Amsterdam has. And I've had an amazing time. It's been great. I can't wait until we come back. Don't know when that will be because it's a very expensive place to stay. Our hotel room was $175, and that was like the cheapest hotel that we booked on Hotwire, but it's a nice room for one night. Thank you so much for coming along. Hopefully you, if you're planning a trip here, you have found something interesting to do, maybe get some ideas for a future trip. If we missed anything that you think we should see next time, please let us know.
Thank you to our patrons for coming along on the adventure and supporting us. We appreciate you. And you should check out this video where we tackled another big city, London. It was our first time there and we spent a week there.